Hello, this week we'll be taking a train ride through the spectacular Tramontana Mountains and we'll be heading into space until we reach the top of everything. Welcome to Poems in the Potting Shed. Hello. This week the weather's been rather changeable. Sunshine one minute, rain the next. Very difficult to predict, but very good for the garden. And I've still been able to get on with quite a few tasks. I've repotted my tomato plants and I've put some canes up in the garden ready to pop in some sunflowers and some runner beans next week. Now my first poem today takes us to the sunny island of Majorca, through the mountain range and down to the sea. On the island of Majorca, there's this perfect little train that takes you out of Palma and then brings you back again through the Tramontana Mountains to the famous Soye Bay. It's a marvellous adventure for an hour or so each way. Those polished, shiny carriages attracting admiration from the tourists as they take their seat for their perambulation. And then we're off, through Palmer streets, trundling past the cars, waving at the locals sat outside the tapas bars. At first, it's rather urban, passing factories and yards. There's little indication of the wonder on the cards. But as we pass the picnic grounds, the landscape starts to change. Almond trees and a fresher breeze blows down the mountain range. In the village of Bagnola, the train slows to a stop, for here 100 years ago they'd load their market crop. But then we're into darkness as a tunnel greets the train, black as night, then approaching light, then sunshine once again. We're stopping now just for the view, high above the bay. The driver has a cigarette and then we're on our way. Now the train is getting faster, rolling down the mountainside. We switch back in a tunnel like a roller coaster ride, past the backs of houses with their orange groves and vines, and down into the station, past the locomotion lines. And now the journey's over, but our memories remain of clear blue skies and mountain highs on board this little train. And one day soon, I promise you, we'll board an aeroplane, then come back to Majorca and do this all again. PK seems none the worse for her adventures last week, and she's been keeping a keen eye on what's going on in the potting shed. She was especially delighted to come across a whole new batch of catmint and took the opportunity for a little bit of al fresco dining when she thought that no one was looking. Sometimes when you start to write a poem, you're not sure how it's going to end, and this was the case with this next rhyme. But each line seemed to lead me on to the next part of it, and it reached its own natural conclusion, even if it was a little bit sad in the end. What goes up must come down, but what if that's not true? You might just keep on going up, and that is all you do. At first it feels quite clever, floating in the air. Your feet rise off the pavement with nothing under there. Up above the houses, past the tops of trees, everything is shrinking when I look down past my knees. I'm floating past an office block. Hello, 19th floor. A bird flew past and almost died of shock at what he saw. Up I go into the clouds where it starts to rain. I just waved at the people in a passing jumbo plane, but now it's getting darker. This must be the stratosphere. I should have brought a spacesuit to come flying right up here. I think I saw a Martian in a rocket close to Mars. I had to make a detour not to crash into these stars. Now the sky is milky with swirls just like ice cream. The universe gets smaller still until it can't be seen. But now it's getting brighter. There's a glow that's all around. I've reached the top of everything, furthest from the ground. My head bobs gently on the roof, my feet just hanging there. I get the sense that I've arrived. This seems to be somewhere. I suppose I am quite tired. I could do with a rest. Perhaps a comfy pillow and a long sleep would be best. I've had a good long innings. I've got nothing left to fear. And yes, I'll miss my loved ones, but I'll watch them from up here. Well, I'm pleased to say that we're now safely back down on solid ground. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join us again for 2 more Poetry Seedlings next week. Bye for now. A little place of poetry with warmth on every page, a rhyming place most notably made for the modern age.